Hey guys, and welcome to episode 8 of Surg's single player survival series season 1. I'm out here at what was my tree farm, and I disabled this machine here. Now this one's still running, but it's not using up any power. And I cleared out all of the trees because I don't want this to run right this moment. Even though it has a little bit of power stored up, I'm not generating any power, so I don't want it to run. I did use the oil that was in my refinery, and now I have 8 buckets of fuel. I also put a chest right here next to my engineer's toolbox furnace that I had set up, and I'm letting it convert some charcoal for me because I'm going to need it. And over here, I cleared out a good amount of space, and I just put my aqueous accumulator down so because I know we're going to need it later. Now, inside, I actually had to rearrange my storage just a little bit, and my ender lilies did grow, so that at least gave me 2 ender pearls. I added a barrel for redstone and then one for the essence ore, because I'm getting a lot of that, and I'm getting more of that than I am of the redstone, which is weird, but we're fine to use for it later. I'm also not doing too bad on my metals, and you can see here that my macerator and my furnace are going to town on my last haul from running down mining. And we're getting a good amount done. Now, it is a slow process, so it is going to take a little while. Let's see how... Okay, I'm doing okay. So, what I'd like to do today is sort out our power situation for our farm and potentially make an excess so we can use it elsewhere. Now, I do need to make Buildcraft power because that's what I'm running my farm off of is Buildcraft, and that's what these kinesis pipes transfer is Buildcraft power. And I was thinking about it. I can set up right off of here, I can set up all my hobbyist steam engines, but you know, each one of them is going to use coal, and I don't really want to do that. That's a lot of piping, a lot of moving of coal, and I really don't want to do that. So what I'd like to do is maybe do something with steam power. So the first thing that we're going to need to make steam power is we're going to need a rolling machine. So if I go and look up rolling machine, it's not too bad to make. A little bit of iron, a couple of pistons, and a crafting table. Easy enough. So we'll go ahead and grab some here. I have some cobble already. We'll grab a little bit of iron. Yeah, that'll work. And let's go ahead and throw that together. So we're going to need 4 pistons. We're going to need a crafting table and rolling machine. Really easy. Now I'm going to need to supply this with power. So let's go ahead and grab our hobbyist steam engine. Just one of them. And okay. I do have iron on me. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to grab just a stack of coal. And I should be able to just set my hobbyist up right here. Go ahead and put my rolling machine there. Whack it with a wrench to face it the right way, and I don't have a lever. I never have levers when I need them. We'll go ahead and throw a lever in here and go ahead and throw our coal in. Now it's going to take a second because it needs to heat up and it's going to be slow from the start. But what the rolling machine can do for us is a couple of things. What I'm primarily going to use it for right now is I want to make some iron plates. So let's see. No, I don't need that many. let's see about, yeah, that'll work. So you can see here it's pumping in power, but it's not fast enough because it needs to heat up. As it gets more and more power, this will start to run faster. So it's going to be a slow process from the start until this heats up, but it'll still work. So I'm going to go ahead and let that go. And we can't make a steam boiler without the bases. We need to put some kind of base on it so that it'll use fuel. So let's go ahead and look up, where is Railcraft? Right there. There's a couple different boilers that we can make. We can make a solid fueled boiler or a liquid fueled boiler. I don't really want to make a liquid fueled boiler because I don't have a lot of fuel, and the fuel that I do have, I really want to use for IC2 power generation. Now, if we get an excess of fuel, then we can always make a liquid fueled boiler. But for right now, I think I want to go with the solid. So we're going to need some fireball.launcher.name, which is a fire charge. And I do have one here. I got it from one of those special creepers. One thing to note is the pack did just update, and all of those extra mobs that I did have, the different types of creepers, the different types of skeletons, and different types of zombies, it's actually turned off by default. So I left it turned off. If you guys want me to turn it back on, let me know in the comments, and that is not a problem. If I turn it on, it's going to make it harder, because the zombies will be able to destroy my torches and pick them up, just like we had heard before, and it'll add an extra challenge to the game. It adds a lot of mobs to the Nether, which is already pretty scary. So now we have our plates that are being made, and we can go ahead and make our fire charge here. Let me just go ahead and get this set up. And we're going to need a little bit of clay. Let's go ahead and let's do 28, just so I can get it cooked up. So that'll go ahead and do its thing. We'll grab the extra iron. And so we have to wait for that, but I really don't want to make a 1 by 1 boiler. I want to make a nice size boiler. So I'm going to need a couple of these solid fueled boiler fireboxes. And I only have one of these fire charges. So there is a way to make fire charges, but it requires blaze powder, and I don't have any. So blaze powder, I have plenty of gunpowder, and I have plenty of coal. If we look here, I have plenty of coal. And gunpowder, I have a good amount. So there is a way that we can actually make blaze powder. So we can use magical crops. I'm not really set up for that. We can make it with blaze rods, but that means I have to go to the Nether and then find blazes. We can use, obviously, blaze rods there, or we can use a fluid transposer. And we just need some redstone and glowstone. Well, I have plenty of redstone. I have a good amount of glowstone. So let's go ahead and see if we can make that. So what I'm going to need to do is hop into thermal expansion. And I want to make a steam dynamo. So I'm going to need a couple of copper gears. Pretty easy, just copper around either a stone gear or copper around a piece of iron. And I think I'm going to just use the copper around a piece of iron. Yeah, it uses up 1 iron, but you know what? It's not a big deal. So we're going to need 2 of those. We're going to need 3 more copper and a redstone transmission core, which is a piece of silver. So let's grab a piece of silver. And make that here. And we should have everything we need to make a steam dynamo. Now, I'm going to put it over here. And for right now, I'm just going to feed it manually. I'm going to go ahead and put water in manually and just give it some charcoal. So we're also going to need the fluid transposer and the magma crucible. Now normally with thermal expansion I would start with the redstone furnace and the pulverizer and the induction smelter, but you know what, I already have a macerator and a furnace set up. Let me go ahead and sleep through the night. So because I have the macerator and furnace set up, I'm going to skip the thermal expansion ones for right now. So let's see what we need for a magma crucible. Machine frame, not too bad. Leadstone energy cell, not too bad. Couple more copper gears, redstone reception coil, but we don't have any nether brick. I do have nether rack. Well, let me show you guys a trick. I only need 8. So if we cook up nether rack, and for right now I'm just going to go ahead and let that go, and I'll throw my iron back in there. We'll get nether bricks, and just like regular bricks, what they will let us do is, let me just go ahead and make this here real quick. So there's our solid fueled fireboxes. What we can do with these nether brick is I can actually take 4 of them and go just like that and make nether brick. So that'll take care of that. Couple more of these gears. And I'm actually going to need a couple extras. So let's go ahead and make 4. So 4 of those. We're going to need redstone reception coil. So I'm going to need some gold. And I might as well just grab a little bit. And I'm going to need glass too. So redstone reception coil, we'll make 2 of those. And then 2 machine frames. And leadstone energy cell. So I'm going to need a block of redstone and a couple of lead. Well, we have plenty of redstone. So there's a block of redstone, and I just need a little bit of lead. 1 of those. And I'm going to need a way to transfer the power from my steam dynamo into my machines. So let's just make the lowest tier conduit, which is the leadstone energy conduit. We'll just make 1 set. Let's see how our nether bricks are doing. Yeah, pretty good. Throw my iron back in there. So now we should have everything we need for our magma crucible. No? What am I missing? Leadstone energy cell, redstone coil. Oh, I know what I'm missing. I needed 1 more nether brick. There we go. Magma crucible. And fluid transposer, basically the same thing except for glass and a bucket. So let's just make 1 more bucket because I don't want to use the 2 that I have. And fluid transposer. So now we have those. We have the leadstone energy conduit. So let's go ahead and set them up. And I want to do magma crucible and fluid transposer. And I'll go ahead and clear this and set it to output to the right into our fluid transposer, and set this to accept from the left, so that way it accepts whatever we melt down. Throw a couple of conduits and whack that into position. So now we just need a little bit of water and some fuel for it. So we can do all of that right out here. grab a little bit of water, and I have charcoal cooking up right over here. Oh, I forgot about our iron plates. Let's look at how they're doing. Now the last set, we do have to click on there to get it to finish. That should be good. So let's go ahead and just take that away, so that way we're not burning up fuel. And for right now, I really don't need the rolling machine, so I'm just going to put it into my house. I'll just throw it in the chest inside. And so we don't need this or this. Right now we don't need the hobbyist, so that'll work. And I am going to need a little bit of glowstone. And for right now, I'll just make one. So we can throw a little bit of the redstone in here, and need to throw our stuff in our steam dynamo, so that way it goes and runs for us, and that should start to fill up the buffers. Now the magma crucible does require a lot of power, so it is going to take a little while before that fills up. The fluid transposer, not so much. Put my glowstone in here, and this should melt down and go right into our fluid transposer. Now it does take 2 pieces of redstone and 1 piece of glowstone to make a blaze. And actually it looks like it's just about done. And there we go, 1 blaze powder. And I should be able to take that plus a piece of coal and 1 piece of gunpowder and put everything together and make some more fireball charges. So let's make a couple more furnaces. Oh, missed one. And bricks. So let's go ahead and set this up outside, and where I want to do it is right here, right on top of my aqueous accumulator, because these do need water as well. So let's set it up just like this, and then we're going to need the boilers on top. So let's go back to Railcraft, and there's 2 different kinds of boiler walls. Oh, here we go, or the boiler tanks. There's the high pressure, which takes steel plates. Well, we don't have steel just yet. And then there's the low pressure, which takes iron plates, and that's why I was making these. So let's see how many we can make. And we'd go just like that, and it won't form until you have enough. Now if you look here, I could have done a 1 by 1 by 1, but that's a really small boiler. I could do a 2 by 2 by 2, which is basically just like that, and it forms. Or what I can do is a 2 by 2 by 3, which I think is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the biggest that I can. And you can see here it'll start filling up with water. And what I can do is just throw some charcoal in here to get it heated up. Now, it's not going to start producing steam until it hits 100 degrees Celsius. So what I'm going to do is feed this a little bit of charcoal and keep an eye on it and see how much charcoal it actually goes through, because we may want to take off the top row. And I'll get everything else so that way we can start actually producing power. And I'll be right back. So it doesn't look like it's going through too much charcoal. Now one thing to keep in mind is once this does reach the max temperature, it will stop eating charcoal as fast. So we should be pretty good. And like I said, it does need to reach 100 before it'll start creating steam. However, we should be able to go ahead and set up our hobbyist steam engines. So let's see how we want to do that. You know what? I could probably just do it right off of here. For right now, I only have 6. And we'll just go ahead and grab my wooden kinesis pipes and go off of each one. And whack them so that way they face the right way. There we go. And what they should start doing is as soon as the steam's created, it'll go ahead and fill up our steam here in our hobbyist engines. And we can give that a second and see. Not quite yet. There we go. So it's starting to create steam. Now it's not going to output until it hits the halfway mark. I believe it should. So it's going to create steam slowly at first, and as this heats up, it'll go ahead and create it a little bit faster. Now while we're waiting on those, let's go ahead and set up our levers here. So I'll just put, let's see, we'll just put cobble around them. And I grabbed a couple of levers. So not the prettiest setup, but we will be able to clean this up later. Let's see if they're starting to get any steam. Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it's still building up. So from here, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take my golden kinesis pipes and go ahead and just set them up just like so. And where it is, let's see if we can go right here, and we'll go over one. And yeah, that looks good. So right here is where we go down. Now, I don't have enough kinesis pipes to reach all the way to here, but I did want to make a change to my system anyway. Let's go ahead and get out of here. What I'd like to do is I want to go ahead and put my harvester on the other side. So I want to put my harvester right here. So let's go ahead and take away these down here. And the main reason is because if I'm generating power over there, then I might as well put my harvester on that side. And I can get rid of that one and this one here. Let's go ahead and fill this in with cobble. And now we have some more kinesis pipes. And we'll just put power right to here. And there we go. So right here, I can put one kinesis pipe and my harvester right on top. And then I'll move my barrels over here too. And set those up with power. And we might as well grab... I heard a skeleton. Where is he? Maybe he's underground. Grab my chest and just put it right back here. You know what? Let's go ahead and just grab another piece of dirt. Because I want it to be dirt. Throw our chest right here. And so what should happen is now, now we're producing enough steam. And there should be steam. Why is there no steam in here? Let's turn them on. There we go. So now we should be able to turn these all on. and they can all produce 2 MJ, as long as my boiler can keep up with the steam usage, which it shouldn't have any problem. Yeah, 2 MJ. And that'll be plenty to go ahead and power up my machines here and my planter. So let's go ahead and change this up. You know what? I'm going to take a minute and go ahead and move these over here. And then I also want to move my modular socket, my engineer's toolbox furnace, because I want to put it right next to my boiler. So that way it can just go ahead and make charcoal and throw it right in my boiler. And if we look, yeah, see, this is still doing really good on charcoal. So I'm going to go ahead and move these, and I'll be right back. So now I have everything moved over here. And I set my engineer's toolbox socket up here, and I took off all of the modules except the top one, the solar panel, because I want to have it charged up. And it's because I want to rearrange it. So I still want the item input to be on the bottom. So let's go ahead and throw that back in here. And let's go ahead and tell it inventory 1. And I want to put the output on this side now. And I want to tell that inventory 2. I'm going to put the furnace right here on this side. And I'll tell that to smelt from inventory 1. And let's go ahead and pick it up. And now we should be able to go ahead and set it down right here. And now we just need to run from here into there. Now, because I'm putting it right next to my boiler, I don't really have to worry about this other transfer node to go out from it, because it's just going to input right into my boiler, which leaves this transfer node for my saplings. So let's go ahead and go right, let's say right here. Okay. Well, you know what? There's an easy way to fix this. It's kind of right in my way of where I'd like to go. Because I kind of want to go down this direction. So let's go ahead and put that back here and here. And I think what I'd like to do is let's go ahead and hook up our pipes right here. Just like that. Still kind of in the way. That's okay. We're figuring it out. So put that, transfer node, and then our transfer pipes. And I went and grabbed a bunch of them. So it'll start filling up with wood. And we want to go, let's say, down this way. And then over that way. So let's go down one more, just so we can get around this pipe. And get that one. So let's put one right here, and then here. Yeah, that'll work. And that should bring us right here. Oop, too many. And well, this thing just mines way too fast. And we have to throw this down so that way it blocks the water there. And just like this. And now that should find should put the wood right here into our engineer's toolbox furnace. And then as soon as it creates charcoal, it'll go ahead and put it in here. Why did it stop? Maybe it needs more charcoal. Well, it did put a piece in there, it looked like. I know what it was. When I was moving stuff, I was using the cheat mode, so that way I had extra inventory, just to move things easier. And I had accidentally deleted the one face here, and so I grabbed a new one, and I grabbed an item output, and what I needed was a machine output, which is what we originally had. So let me make sure to go. Oops. Let's go back into cheat mode here and go back into survival. Adventure, survival. There we go. So I need the machine output here, and set that to inventory 2. Now it's working. So now we should be able to pick it right back up and put it down where we need it. Right on top of there. And it should just start spitting charcoal right into here. Yep, see, there it went. So it's 6, and then it should go up a little bit more. That went down. 6. See? So it is working. So I'll have to keep an eye on that and make sure that it works the way that I want it to. For right now, I'm just going to throw some extra charcoal in here. And that'll work. And so now what we should be able to do is we should be able to go right here and go right down, and I want to go this direction, right to here. And we can take our other item node, and that should grab saplings. And I don't want that connected, so let's go ahead and whack this here. Let's see if I can get that not to connect. No. There we go. And let's get this one not to connect too. And so what we can do is now go this direction, because I want these to be separate lines. Right to here. Right to our planter, which should start to get filled up with saplings. Let's just make our way out here. And we should be able to see in just a moment, just make sure, yeah, it's got lots of saplings, and they should start making their way. Oh, nope, I need to whack it that way. And one more right there. There we go, lots of saplings. And now, this should just stay full of saplings. So, we can go ahead and throw that right there. This is running, so as soon as they get turned into trees, they'll go ahead and get chopped right down. And there we go. So we have a lot more power. It's a good thing these pipes don't explode. But basically, by doing a loop like this, what this is doing is it's creating, it's storing power in this loop. It's almost, because they don't explode, it's almost basically storing it like a battery. So what will happen is, as soon as a tree grows, let's see if we can grab some bone meal. As soon as a tree grows, it should have no problem chopping them down, because now it has so much power that we really don't have to worry too much. And we should be able to, oh, there we go, see? There's a good example. It didn't have any problem dealing with that tree. So let's go ahead and just test it. Where there's a tree, I guess I can't. So it should go and chop this down really, really quickly without any problems and no slowdown. You can see the power is staying at max, so it will chop them down basically instantly as soon as they grow. Yeah, that's not hurting anything. Now, I don't like having the cobble here, so I do have a plan for that. Unfortunately, guys, we have hit that wrapping up point. So I am going to keep an eye on this, make sure that my charcoal can keep up. And it'll really become evident when this is full. Fully heated up anyway. I hope you guys enjoyed, and with that, I will see you guys later.